Part 24. Exploring the World, starting from the discovery of the White Bone Dragon Pond. Author, Wo Yi Pian Hai. Chapter 231. Bad news, this white tiger is a stitch monster. Good news, Yeshen Quan stitched it up for him. What will happen if you meet a good talent and sleep like a dragon and a phoenix chick? Jajajaja. Behu seemed to be choked by Yeshi's words, so he didn't continue. After a while, although Baihu still didn't understand what happened to Yeshi, he still said that he was honest. He had already crossed hundreds of thousands of mountains, climbed over mountains and ridges, and saw the Flame Mountain. They say the 800 miles Flame Mountain, but why does this look like the 8,000 miles Flame Mountain? The flames rise, not only the mountains are filled with endless flames. Even the ground was constantly bursting with flames. But this is not the appearance of the volcano that Yeshi saw on Mars. There is no magma in the Flame Mountains here, they are simply on fire. This fire is so terrifying I can feel the temperature of this flame from a universe away. I was burned to death. What golden rooster actor is upstairs? By the way, is this really the Flame Mountain recorded in Journey to the West? It looks too similar. Yeshi was riding a white tiger and standing on the high mountain. Even standing at such a high place, the heat wave still surged up. I don't know if it's because this is the planet of giant beasts, everything is huge, even the flames are huge. This is no longer a mountain of flames, it's simply a whole field of fire. But where is the banana cave in Xuanhuan Mountain you mentioned? I saw only boundless flames and nothing else. Yeshi looked around and felt that as the distance increased, the flames became more and more terrifying. The temperature of the flames thousands of miles away is simply higher than the temperature in the sun star, and the reaction is more violent. What can you tell from standing here? I don't know where it is. I used to take a detour to this area. By the way, do you really want to go in and take a look? According to your small body, you shouldn't be able to walk very far, that's all. Who makes me a kind-hearted tiger? Since you, this little Tai, have sincerely begged, I promise to accompany you for a while. But I'm talking about the front. When you can't hold on anymore, we have to go back. The deeper this flame goes, the more terrifying it becomes. You definitely won't be able to stand it. Who gave you the illusion? The white tiger is now like an old general on the stage, with flags behind his back. Hey, you and Yeshen have gone through so many things, why do you still think this person is vulnerable? Laughing, I thought that no one with big brains would despise Yeshen so much now, but I never expected it. I have already prepared peanuts, melon seeds, fat, and water, and I plan to watch the show here. Yeshi was looking far into the distance. As a result, he heard Baihu's words, especially when they were mixed with a lot of his own bragging, which really made him. Okay, I'll tell you when I can't hold on any longer. Baihu looked relieved when he heard this. As long as you understand, little Titan, I was even better than the Suzaku back then. You are right to listen to me. If it were you who had done it yourself, you would probably be smashed into it and turn into ashes. Ha 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 ha. Oh my god, I can't bear to continue watching. I feel like if I continue to watch the live broadcast, I am eating this white tiger human blood steamed bun. Oh, it's not a human, that's okay. Damn, my face froze when I smiled. I really look forward to seeing this white tiger being roasted and saying with a straight face, why don't you humming stop? This flaming mountain stretches for who knows how many miles. You need to be extremely careful when walking down the mountain or walking on the ground, otherwise your hair will be scorched if you are hit by the flames on the ground. Although Yeshi really didn't care about the flames here, he still found it funny watching the big white cat jumping cautiously on the ground. The fire shot up into the sky, the fire was raging, and the flames in some mountains had spread to the white clouds in the sky. The white clouds were wrapped in the fire, which gave people a very strange feeling. There is no life in this entire area of the Flame Mountain. In other words, The life on the planet of behemoths is the kind of monster with extremely high levels of life but a small number of lives. The fire burning all over the mountains and plains makes the tiger upset. Small patches of the white tiger's outer coat were burned, and it was covered in hot sweat. Looking at the flaming mountain in front of him that was gradually turning blue, he looked a little frightened, and then turned to look at Ye, who was squatting on his back, and began to wonder. After organizing his words, Baihu said righteously, "Little Titan, I don't want to say anything, but if you go deeper, I'm afraid your body won't be able to withstand it, you know. I have no problem, but as you say, I can't watch a Titan die in front of me. Do you understand what I mean?" Ha 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 ha. I'm banging the table and laughing like crazy. People who don't know think I'm crazy, but it's so funny. Baihu gave us a vivid demonstration of what it means not to speculate on others based on your own ideas, otherwise it will be like this before others are doing well, you will be unable to support yourself. Oh, my poor white tiger, if I were there, I would kick your ass hard to let you know how big this world is. Who are you? Don't imitate our speech, Ye Shen will punish you. I laughed until the earth collapsed and the mountains destroyed the strong men to death, and then the stone stacks on the ladder to the sky connected together. When Ye Shi heard Baihu's words, he put down his monocle and stopped looking at the things in front of him. He just looked at its roasted and discolored fur and felt a little sorry for the big white cat he had raised. After thinking about it, I was ready to hand the other person a step. If you can't walk, don't continue. Go back and wait for me on the mountain. When I go to the Flame Mountain, I can see where the banana cave in Xuanhuan Mountain is. I'll look for the banana fan and come back. The white tiger was furious. What do you mean? You can hold on as a mere little titan, but you don't think I can hold on. I think back then I was, of course I can continue, but don't wait for me to carry you, get down here. What makes you angry? Why do you pretend to be fat? It seems that this white tiger has pushed the funniness of exploring the Flame Mountain to a level it shouldn't be. Ye Shi shrugged his shoulders. Just step off the white tiger's body. Baihu breathed a sigh of relief and felt that he could hold on longer. Today it will compete with this little titan to see who is more powerful. 5 minutes later. Baihu couldn't help but roared when he looked at Ye Shi, who was extinguishing the flames wherever he went. Little Titan, are you cheating? Ye Shen, is it possible that I am a bug? Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Wo Yi Pian Hai. Chapter 232. The white tiger felt aggrieved and felt that he had been deceived. Ye Shi glanced at the big white cat helplessly, as if looking at an ignorant kitten. Is it possible that I am not a titan? Didn't I already tell you, I'm not a titan? If you can't hold it any longer, just go back. I'll continue to look inside. Why is Zuj reincarnated and using his magic skills like this? Baihu, you should pave some humming steps for me if you say that. I dare not continue walking with you. Who are you looking down on? Just when the barrage was filled with bursts of laughter. Baihu's reaction surprised many people. It was silent for a while. Well, I think it's not safe for your little titan to go inside alone. Hey, if you don't have an adult to guide you, I'm really afraid that even those Jedi wouldn't know if you walked in alone. As expected, you still need my help. Let's do this. Give me 5 more herbs from before and I will accompany you. The white tiger that everyone thinks of, the orcs will never be slaves because of their iron bones. The actual white tiger, you have to pay more. Ye Shen, very smooth. There's something wrong with you. Living king of hell, give me health. Bai Vuchang, sir, you. When Ye Shi heard this, he raised his eyebrows. Seeing that the shiny white fur of the big white cat was burned like this, he felt a little sorry for his pet. So he nodded. Okay, if you can't hold on, I'll go back and wait for you on the mountain. Baihu's eyes lit up when he looked at the herbs that Ye Shi took out. He stuck out his tongue and licked Ye Shi's hand, letting all 5 herbs roll into his mouth. Then he chewed and said, "Don't worry, little Titan. I will definitely take you to see the banana cave. To be honest, there is nothing interesting to see. There used to be a cow there, but now the cow is gone, there is probably nothing left. I am God, Bull Demon King, right?" Of course Yeshi also had the same doubts. Cow. Bull Demon King. Baihu swallowed the 5 herbs and felt that the herbs were strangely fresh, as if they had just been picked. Of course, it was just taken off. It shook its head when it heard Yeshi's question. "No, it's not the Bull Demon King. I have an impression of the Bull Demon King you mentioned. The little blue cat I ate has this memory in it, but it doesn't exist on this planet. It's not the Bull Demon King, it's the Turan." Yeshi, who was walking forward slowly, was embarrassed. He looked back at the big white cat uncontrollably, looking at him as if nothing had happened. For a moment, he didn't know what the big cat, who had eaten a lot of interstellar businessmen's jokes and was better than him, was playing. "Damn, I'm still telling the truth. A Turan, right, I just love warriors and kill a Turan." "Turan? Are you talking about a real minotaur?" "Alas, little Titan, you are so ignorant. You are the kind whose lower body is the same as yours now, but whose upper body is that of a cow. But I was hacked to death later. I don't know exactly what happened. As soon as I woke up, all these Turan were dead. Sure enough, the Minotaur died without a complete body." Yeshi fell into silence, not knowing what to say. The surrounding flames have changed from cyan blue to pure cyan. The temperature here is so high that even the earth is having difficulty maintaining it, as if these flames are going to burn everything in the world into nothingness. It's just that the flames here are so terrifying. I don't know how exaggerated the flames in the depths are. I'm really worried that there won't be anywhere to stay behind. Most people's worries, I'm going to die, and I'll be burned to death if I go any further. Yeshen's worry, the earth will be burned down later, how should I go? Yes, I heard that the flames here are related to a legendary figure. I heard that the blue cat said it was like this because of the flames falling from the fairies' alchemy furnace. They want to trade with us, saying they want to buy some titan cubs and Dingley a divine fire. The white tiger here is still continuing to talk. Yeshi eyes looked at the camera, his whole state was like this. I'm sorry for saying that the white tiger is cruel before, this is a complete interstellar human trafficker. Still abducting children, starting with the death penalty. It's better to be assigned to the Sun Star. By Titan seedlings. He wasn't killed either. Pretty much, it's quite a miserable death. Look, you can't hold on anymore. Don't go any further. Let's go back. After walking for 15 minutes while chatting, Baihu couldn't hold back. He found that the temperature of the flames here was even more terrifying than he had imagined. His current strength seemed a little inadequate. So he said this to Yeshi righteously, as if these words were for Yeshi's good. Yeshi thought for a while and was speechless about the big white cat he had just picked up after entering the planet of beasts. But after thinking about it, it is my first time to raise a pet, so I still need to pay attention to the physical and mental development of the pet. After thinking about my collection, Yeshi took out a piece of warm jade that exuded a faint sui pearl. As soon as I took it out, I heard a bang, and the piece of warm jade exploded. My poor, broken, I didn't see clearly what it was just now, wait for me to replay and freeze it and then take a look. Yeshi looked at his pet's eyes and felt a little embarrassed. After thinking for a while, he continued to take out something, which was his power armor in Atlantis. When he took it out, he had a bad premonition. As a result, without his own protection, this thing was burned into nothingness by the flames as soon as it appeared. Little Titan, what did you take out? How did you get these things? I seem to have seen them in the memory of the little blue cat and in his spaceship. It's just a pile of garbage. I didn't expect you to have the habit of picking up garbage. What's going on? Didn't it grow crooked outside? As they talked, everyone saw a horrifying action. That is, the white tiger stood up on 2 feet, then stretched out a paw to touch Yeshi's forehead, and then touched his own forehead with the other paw. It's not burned either. Yeshi? Although everyone has long known that this white tiger is not an ordinary white tiger, and has even seen many more magical, bizarre, and shocking things than this. However, how can I put it? The way the white tiger walks upright is really too weird, so weird that I can't say anything. Wait for me to find something else. Oh my god, these things were burned clean as soon as they were taken out. I only now realize how terrifying this flame is. Really, although I was joking before, I still have to make a real comparison thinking about it this way. This white tiger is also very good. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Xuanhuan Pian Hai. Chapter 233. Amidst the barrage of discussion, someone began to analyze the fire in the flame mountain from its material to its temperature to its source. Unfortunately, no matter how they analyzed it, it was really difficult for other stars except Blue Star to guess the source of the flame. From where? And when the Blue Star people said that this was the flame of Tai's Hanglajun's alchemy furnace, not only others couldn't believe it, but the Blue Star people who said this also felt guilty. The roasted ground was only the color of flames. The temperature was so high that Yeshi could completely burn the flames that everyone thought were important treasures, but Yeshi could walk on flat ground in it, which gave many aliens a better understanding of Yeshi's strength. But Baihu, who originally didn't think much of him and thought he could only think about the past, also changed his perception. Looking at the tiger alone, it is really powerful. However, when the tiger stands next to a single soldier war god wearing a colonial uniform and holding an RPG, the tiger instantly turns into a little piece of trash. Yeshixun thought that the flames here were indeed more exaggerated than he imagined. It was indeed the Dingliu divine fire. Maybe he didn't feel much about the surrounding environment, so he didn't expect it at all. But Yeshi was too lazy to try one by one, and directly took out the magical umbrella that he had obtained on the sun star that radiated strange brilliance. Then he handed it to the white tiger, who was about to put down the 2 tiger paws. White tiger. Time passes quickly. And those flames have almost condensed into substance, connecting the sky and the earth, as if the heaven and the earth are the divine furnace, and this side is the divine fire in the divine furnace. A strange scene appeared in front of many people in 10 worlds. All I could see was a man and a tiger strolling in the vast expanse of the flame mountain. In addition to walking upright, this tiger also strangely held an umbrella. This umbrella has the aura of chaos. The person holding the umbrella walks under it as if he is encompassing a world that is constantly rising and falling in chaos. Baihu peeks at Yeshi from time to time, and when he senses that his gaze seems to be shifting, he immediately lowers his head. He kept his eyebrows smooth and pretended that nothing happened. Baihu, I feel like there's something wrong with the little titan next to me, but I don't dare to say what's wrong. I think the current white tiger should be suspicious. Is this really a titan? Titans are not so outrageous. After passing through countless flame mountains, there is no trace of the earth on the ground anymore, all are endless flames. The color of the flame has changed into 7 colors. From the visible flame energy that destroyed the world to the naked eye, it has now turned into an ordinary bright red, so ordinary that from the perspective of the audience, no problem can be detected. Only Yeshi could feel that the temperature of the divine fire was secondly, and the most important thing was that the flame contained a trace of deconstructive power, that is to say, it burned everything back to its original appearance. Rather than saying it is deconstruction, a more accurate description is decomposition. From a technological point of view, it is more like the trick Yeshi once played at that alien base, sorting the particles of an object in different ways. However, at that time, it could only be regarded as moving a very weak object, but this kind of divine fire that can deconstruct all things, reorder the basic particles of all things, and then forge the desired elixir is completely incomparable. The further Yeshi walked, the more surprised he became, and the white tiger that had been extremely active before was as quiet as if it were dead for some reason. In the flames. Yeshi saw his destination in Flame Mountain. But this destination is really completely different from what he imagined. Brother Ye and I have the same expression, I can be regarded as having gone to Chang'an after death. Aaleguo, it's a pity that there is no way to go to the star field, otherwise, we can secretly study what other planets are like, the stars, the sea, and the secret realm of the human body. This is the lifelong pursuit of all scientists. Kick the doorframe, stop pursuing it all your life, you should go practice the single-body star sea traveler. Mecha has been made, but your physical fitness and mental ability cannot match it at all. Now you have to at least open one talents from Shenzang, can control a single star sea mecha to see other planets. 1,000 miles away, Brother Menza, who are you, why are you so awesome every time, you know everything, right? Yang Xuanhuan, human beings still cannot achieve long-term interstellar travel. Although planet-level nutrient solutions and cultivation cabins have been developed, the burden on the body and mind is too heavy. Golden Mouse Shell, there are 9 divine treasures in the human body. The further you go, the harder it is to open them. Although the blue star and the solar system are constantly climbing up the dimensions, I have only opened one so far. I am God, I am very curious about how many divine treasures Yeshen has opened. Yeshi was no longer surprised when he saw the barrage, and he didn't know that the barrage had begun to discuss things such as human beings traveling through the stars alone and Shenzang, which had nothing to do with the scene in front of him. Why was he so shocked? To be honest, he wouldn't be so shocked even if the real Iron Fan princess appeared. But everything in front of him really made him don't know what to say. It was a huge Iron Fan, separated by 2/3 of Xuanhuan Mountain. The top of the Iron Fan seemed to have patterns of heaven and earth, and it was like wind and water falling on it. The fan surface and handle had been burned red, and even some places had been burned. Yeshi observed it for a few times and frowned, but soon relaxed his brows, then looked at the camera and said, "Actually, I'm not surprised that this palm leaf fan is so big. After all, in the original Journey to the West, the size of the Bull Demon King is not what we see in film and television dramas. I only have one doubt, that is, this Xuanhuan Mountain is too small. Forget it, I'll take a closer look." Yeshi walked forward alone, while Behu looked at the huge palm leaf fan with fear, hesitated for a while and called Yeshi. "Big Titan, you don't want to pull this fan down, do you? I advise you not to go. If you go, you will be blown away by this fan, and you will have to rush back. It's not easy. This name change is really too smooth. Behu, actually, I don't want to call Yeshen Titan, but I don't know what else to call." Yeshi paused when he heard this. "I'm just taking a look. By the way, stay here and don't move. Otherwise, if you continue to move forward, this fire is too terrible. Even if you hold the Xuanhuan umbrella, you can't always stay under the umbrella." In the past, Behu would refute when he heard this, but now, he looked at the flame burning at the bottom of the banana fan, with a completely different texture and energy color, and took a step back. "Well, I'll wait for you here." Behu fell behind, looking at Yeshi's back, and became more and more puzzled. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Wo Yi Pian Hai. Chapter 234. Oh, originally I just meant it and wanted this big white cat to follow me and explore it deeply. It wasn't very brave before, why is it like this now? Why did you really agree? This is not reasonable at all. Yeshi looked back at his pet white tiger, feeling slightly sad. Don't feel bad, next time you explore like a normal person, who dares to accompany you to this place. Living king of hell, I'll go, it's not a big deal if I die. Yunren is me, living king of hell, you are really a living king of hell. I started hiking again and walked alone in the flame mountain. Wangshan was running to death, not to mention that Yeshi did not speed up his speed, but just walked in the flames at the normal speed. Faint red flames were scattered around Yeshi. Throwing this random flame could destroy a world. After all, the flames here are about to reach the level of Dingliu divine fire. A cluster of flames in Tai's Hanglejun's alchemy furnace can destroy a world. It's really unimaginable. As Yeshi spoke, he chatted with the audience watching the live broadcast. When he talked about this topic, his tone was full of emotion. Saint S. Wangshu of the Baidu Star territory, if you follow what the Blue Star people say, how did the heavenly court with such a master fall to pieces? Peng Wei, who claims to be invincible, who dares to say that he is invincible, the ancient gods have passed away. Even if the heaven you call is so illustrious for a while, it will still be ruined. Moreover, there is a heaven here in Baidu, but only Shengsu doesn't know it, the real and fake Nantianmen. I am God, Nantianmen is obviously the relic of the real heaven. Your heaven over there cannot even have immortals. How can you say it is the ancient heaven? There is no Jade Emperor, right? What the hell is the Emperor of Heaven? Thanks to the person who started this topic in the first place. As expected, the quarrel started again. Yeshi was actually quite interested in Baidu, and wanted to confirm the Baidu in his memory. However, he couldn't go to the Baidu star field for the time being. It wasn't any other problem, it was just that he simply didn't have the coordinates of that star field. After walking for a long time, Yeshi finally reached the foot of Qiun Mountain. There is indeed a cave on the mountain, and there is indeed a banana fan on the mountain. But even though it has all these factors, it still looks weird. Yeshi looked up at the banana fan that was several kilometers tall and said, "This banana fan was inserted here intentionally by someone. Probably not human." Yeshi thought for a while and added the sentence. He continued walking forward, and when he got closer, he could see the traces of Qiun Mountain. This Qiun Mountain is indeed not the original and authentic product. Maybe it's the original one, but it's a piece cut off from the original one. Yeshi walked around the mountain for more than half a circle, but couldn't see a mountain road that could be climbed up the mountain. The back of Qiun Mountain was a patch of black-gray and an unusually smooth cross-section. "Let me go." Was Qiun Mountain cut off directly? A sword? Was the banana fan thrown here intentionally? There were many holes in the banana fan. I was really speechless. It's not a sword, I should say it's not the sword you think it is. Yeshi denied this view after seeing the barrage. This is nothing like the feeling of power in the divine treasure. It's a pure utilization of energy. It's not like what cultivators do. Yeshi had circled the mountain. After saying these words, he looked up at the sky again for a long time, seeming to be looking for something. Finally, he turned to the live broadcast room and said, "Although there are no mountain roads here, I still want to go up there and have a look. Qiun Mountain Bajiao Cave, I'm curious about what else there is like this Bajiao Cave." After saying this, Yeshi stepped on the flying sword and slowly flew up. Then he fell onto a protruding rock block. Jumping down, you will find the banana cave. This cave is so small. Yeshi said this. After walking in for more than a dozen steps, I realized that there was something inside this Basho cave, and the internal space was getting bigger and bigger. But after walking about 20 steps and the width and height of the cave reached 100 meters, there was no way ahead. It's not that there's no road, but that Basho cave is also split in half. Yeshi's voice was slightly soft, but it was enough for everyone to hear clearly. He stepped forward and pushed a huge boulder in front of him, and an empty cliff mouth appeared in front of him. What a weird place. Clean as if it had been raided. Yashi pondered for a moment and came out of the mountain. Then he flew all the way up the banana fan, observing carefully along the way, trying to see what was wrong here and what happened in the first place. In addition to the traces of being burned by the flames, there are also traces of a special weapon on the fan, and judging from the range of the attack, it is like two giant beasts fighting here. Can't understand. Yashi touched his chin and thought about it for a long time but still didn't understand what happened. It's okay. The questions here will definitely be answered later. We just need to keep exploring and continue. After he said this to the live broadcast room, falling on the ground, he stretched out his hand, grasped the banana fan, and pulled it out from the middle of the mountain. Hoo 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 hoo. The wind of the storm blew, and countless flames on the flame mountain began to extinguish. Fortunately, Yashi had extracted Ding Liu's divine fire before. It's just that the banana fan was nailed on it deliberately. It was impossible to pull it out by relying on Yashi's physical strength alone. In the end, the divine power flowed. The 9 divine treasures in his body shone brightly, linked together, and communicated with the entire universe. The divine light was dense. With a bang, Yashi pulled the banana fan out. In a flash, this Xuanhuan mountain collapsed directly. Rumble. The wind whistled past, and as the mountain collapsed, everyone saw the strangeness under the mountain. This is indeed not a cultivator, this is clearly the power of technology. Many people sent these barrages full of shock. But it is indeed so. Because there was an iron nail deep into the ground under this mountain. Yashi's feeling was not wrong at all. The banana fan and the mountain were nailed directly to this place, suffering the burning of the divine fire for eternity until it was completely destroyed. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Xuanhuan Pian Hai. Chapter 235. For civilization, a powerful individual is the biggest tumor and the biggest protective umbrella. In this quiet area of Flame Mountain, a human voice rang out. Yashi said this almost instantly after seeing what was behind the cracked mountain, so many people didn't react at all and didn't understand what he meant. Are you connoting yourself? To be more precise, Yeshen has not appeared in Blue Star's civilization since he became a powerful individual, but whenever he appears, he goes to either the stars or the sea. No, this is correct. I think even Brother Ye can say this now, because the development of this blue star will definitely take into account the opinions of such a powerful individual, so that it will be restrained. Kinli Buxi, so, aren't we watching Princess Iron Fan's banana fan? How could we suddenly discuss such a serious topic? It's not in line with the positioning of our universe's #1 live broadcast room for fun. The moment Yeshi saw the nail, he discovered the reason why the banana fan was here. This is not a nail, but a high-tech technology that has been forged countless times, and a lock engraved with extremely profound inscriptions. No one can shake the banana fan with his or her own strength, because this is a lock that brings together the most advanced aspects of civilization. Technology products, among other things. But Yeshi's personal power has already surpassed many civilizations, so. But when he discovered the cause and effect, he still couldn't help but sigh with emotion. Taking a few steps forward, Yeshi's eyes seemed to be twinkling. He observed for a moment before looking up at the live broadcast room. As a result, I saw those barrages. Yeshi. Did you misunderstand something? Blue Star had Along before I even appeared. Can you defeat Along with the power of a civilization? Does that mean I have a tumor? I'm obviously talking about these things in front of you, don't turn on me. He is anxious, he is anxious, he is anxious. Laughing to death but not completely dead. Damn, that makes sense. 8,000 miles away, as expected, everyone is still a happy person. Yeshi was furious when he saw those chattering barrages. I couldn't help but complain. It seems that without themselves, these people can defeat Along, Snake God, or Beeman. Aleguo, so Yeshen, what do you mean by that sentence? Are you saying that the thing in front of you is a civilization? Finally someone asked a valuable question. Yeshi felt very relieved. So he nodded, yes, that's it. Then he approached the area of the cracked mountain, pointed to the nail in the center and said, maybe you think what I mean by civilization is that the thing in front of you is a collection of the technological products of a civilization, or it is the technological crystallization of a civilization. No. Although there are these traces on it, this is not what I mean by civilization. And that's literally what it means. Civilization. By Vuchang. Yunran is me, my eyes have caught up, but my brain has not. Yeshi did not watch the live broadcast room anymore, just sighed, then closed his eyes, raised his head slightly, opened his hands and raised them. This is an artifact. The most surprising thing about it is not that it uses the technological crystallization of a civilization. But he is a whole soul. His voice rose slightly. Here is the soul of an entire civilization. After saying this, Yeshi just opened his eyes, then stretched out his hand, his divine power flowed, and the golden divine light fell on the nail, or the weapon that was a spear. Hua hua hua. For a moment. Hundreds of millions, hundreds of thousands, millions, tens of millions, billions, billions, tens of billions. 35.5 billion souls appeared under that golden light. Well, I've never heard of these soul curses before. But when the mountain cracked, I could hear the curse these souls placed on this banana fan, a curse so strong that it could collapse a world. No wonder those giant beasts didn't take this thing away. Yeshi covered his forehead, looking a little regretful. They must have seen the resentment of all sentient beings when this thing fell from the sky, so they didn't want to touch these things. I don't understand, me. Yeshi thought for a while and said. Then let me explain. It's a civilization that uses everything it has as weapons and then wants to kill Banana Fan. I don't know exactly what the Banana Fan did. Anyway, it probably came to a civilization to dominate, and then because it was squeezed too much, that civilization began to resist. It turned out that the difference in strength was too great to resist, so we started to use living beings as materials to make weapons. You should see the souls of these living beings. Living King of Hell, I saw these miserable souls, but they also succeeded using the material of souls and the desires of all living beings. They really made a weapon that can kill gods. Can anyone explain how I ended up here? Tai Shanglajun, the weapon spirit of the banana fan has been killed, and even the spirit treasure body has been damaged by 30%. How did you end up here? I don't know either. Ask White Tiger if he saw any extraterrestrial visitors a long time ago. Yeshi held the now smaller banana fan in his hand and thought about what to do with it next. Then he quickly came to the side of the White Tiger under the umbrella and lifted him up. What the hell, Big Titan, what are you doing? I can't go inside anymore. Yeshi, you can't do anything, this Xuanhuan pearl umbrella can completely protect you. Before, I just wanted to go in and explore alone. Now you come with me to see this place. I won't tell who exposed themselves. It is estimated that Yeshen can do it without the Xuanhuan pearl umbrella, but he doesn't want to. This is so true. Yeshi carried the White Tiger and fell down. Then he looked at the dumbfounded White Tiger with disapproving eyes that were about to fall off. He just pointed at the nail and waved the banana fan in his hand and said. When did the banana fan and Qiun mountain appear here? Did they fall from the sky? Baihu fell into deep thought. He looked at Yeshi. Brother, you are not from our planet, are you? You dare to pull this thing out? This sentence breaks the sound directly. Yeshi nodded. I told you earlier that I am not a titan. I am just an ordinary traveler. Answer my question. Oh, that little blue cat threw this thing here, along with this flame mountain. But this thing can't be moved. I heard that if it moves, something terrible will happen. A beast once moved, and then was slapped into outer space by a little blue cat that suddenly appeared. It took 1,000 years to crawl back. Yeshi. Then you still dare to eat him? By who? I don't dare to be too strong. What kind of iron boy? The most terrifying thing the big white cat said is that if you pull out the banana fan, tens of billions of resentful souls will come out. It's okay, I've locked all that space, don't worry. I am God, please don't think too highly of yourself, no one will worry about you. No, I'm worried about that tomcat. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Xuanhuan Hai. Chapter 236. This world, or this universe, is so amazing. After listening to Beihu's past, Yeshi sighed. Don't you think you are also amazing? The most amazing thing is you, thank you. But Yeshi looked at the live broadcast room. I'm really curious about the origin of the tomcat we met at the bottom of the sea. How come he has been to more planets than me? Is this the most important sentence? Yeshi rubbed his eyebrows. Forget it, I don't care. I came to the world of giant beasts to see giant beasts. It's okay to look at high-tech civilization occasionally, but it's just a diversion. He looked at the banana fan in his hand. This thing. It's rotten like this, forget it, throw it to them. It doesn't look like it can be saved, just meet the only requirement of this civilization. Yeshi threw it casually, as if time was going back, and it seemed that matter was reorganizing, and everything was restored to its original state in an instant. Without even turning his head, he rode on the white tiger, his voice floating in the air. Let's go and take a look at the embryo you mentioned. What? I didn't say that. Remember to take a detour, I want to see the different scenery of the giant beast planet. Also, walk more to places where giant beasts pass by, I want to see how many types of giant beasts there are on this planet. A sullen female voice came, I can't walk, I'm too weak, I'm afraid I'll be killed as soon as I go out. Yeshi casually handed a tube of high-tech nutrient solution or stellar-level gene solution that the system no longer reminds to the white tiger. Good boy. White tiger, okay, is it the left or the right? There is a banyan tree on the left. Very big, it is the largest beast on the planet, but it cannot move. Go to the ocean on the right, there are many beasts on the seabed, but they are basically garbage, only a few hundred meters long. If you go to the front, it is the mountain spirit, the largest mountain on the planet. Go to the back and you will see a toad. By the way, there is a planetary thruster next to the toad, which was also thrown down. It is not the cat, but an alien. Is this a garbage dump? Why are all things thrown here? It doesn't seem to be. It should be something that is intended to be colonized, and then it was swallowed by the toad who went for a walk in outer space. Are you talking human language? White tiger, that's it, isn't it okay to have hands? Yeshi chose to meet the largest beast, which just happened to let him know more about this giant beast planet. Well, in fact, it was just because he was more interested in this banyan tree. Just listening to the white tiger telling him something on the way. After thinking that Yeshi knew something that he actually didn't know, Yeshi finally couldn't help but sigh. How many surprises are there on your planet that I don't know? White tiger, what's the big deal? Except for the Titans, we are all nearly immortal. Although you see that we are always fighting, someone dies and someone dies again, in fact, they will hatch again in their own nests after a while. To be honest, I think that group of Titans came later. If you were not a Titan, I wouldn't dare to tell you this. Damn it, these dead Titans rely on their numbers to fight in groups. Too shameless. When we fight, it's not a single one. Even if we lose, it's normal. It's just that this group of titans is the most shameless. They even gave us two choices, one beast against a group of titans, or a group of titans against a beast. Shameless. Shameless. Yashi touched his chin. Why do I feel that you are better than that? What ancient god and snake god are more powerful? They need a universe to be resurrected. Why can you be resurrected at will? I think so too. I have the same question. White Tiger glanced at Yeshi. How should I know this? Do you think I know so much? Those beasts with only muscles in their brains don't care about these things, and of course I am the same. But if you are from an alien planet, you should be able to notice the problems of our planet. Yeshi pondered for a while. Notice that your planet is like an egg. I can't take it anymore. It's really funny to watch these two people chatting. Yeshen's live broadcast room is so interesting. What I mean by interesting is that his personal power seems to be able to turn everything, no matter how complicated or even terrifying, into fun. Yes, Yeshen doesn't care about the secular world or even the starry sky. He really seems to have an extraordinary confidence, as if a person is a universe, enough to face everything, so there is no need to care about anything. Here comes the problem. Yeshen solves it, just these 8 simple words. Looks like a god, I mean a real god. Although we have gods in Baidu, I feel that they have nothing to do with the gods of your blue planet. My lord, the only true god above the starry sky, walks in time and space, and controls the power of the stars. Please accept my worship. Kicks the doorframe. The Lord doesn't care, the Lord is having fun. Behu looked at Yeshi as if he was an idiot. Yes, you can see it. Why are you asking me? Bang. 2 lumps grew on Behu's head. I see, you don't mean that you are all bound to this planet and that you were also hatched by the planet, right? It's nothing to hatch. I mean, this monster planet is so big. It's bigger than all the planets in some galaxies combined, so isn't it reasonable for us to do this? During the quarrels and fights. Yeshi rode a white tiger and walked to the huge banyan tree. A planet grew on the tree. This wave, botanists are ecstatic. The botanist is not overjoyed. After all, a leaf is bigger than his whole body, so he is not overjoyed. P.S. I am a botanist. Yeshi fell into deep silence. I guessed how big the banyan tree you mentioned was, but I didn't guess that the banyan tree you mentioned was a planet. Tree, banyan tree. This TM tree. Okay, if I can see Brother Ye looking so shocked, I will die with my eyes closed. By Vachain, please close my eyes quickly. But when people who are not from the planet of Behemoth see this banyan tree, they would not dare to say it is a tree. Instead, they suspect that it is a strange-looking planet in the universe. It already has leaves, so what's so strange about the appearance of a tree-like planet? In fact, there is nothing wrong with this banyan tree. The only problem is big. Huge. So damn big. Observed through Yeshi's eyes, it was about 9/10 the size of the Earth in his previous life. It's so exaggerated, it's so terrifying. Of course, this is Yeshi's observation. The 10 world viewers who were taunting Yeshi in the live broadcast room did not realize the seriousness of the matter. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Xuanhuan Pian Hai. Chapter 237. It feels a bit like the legendary world tree. A tree is a world. Looks like a planet. If you stand here and look at it, nothing much will come out. If you look inside from outer space, you will find a shadow on the back of the planet, which is this banyan tree. Yeshi nodded, and the camera zoomed far, far away from the skyline. When a person stands inside the planet and looks up at the sky, although he knows that he is dust in the universe, he does not have such a strong awareness. And with the development of science and technology, people have come to think of themselves as the spirits of all things. This is not only true on Blue Star, but also on people or life in other places. All living beings feel that their own race is the best in the world, the head of all spirits, and the center of the universe when they have not seen a greater existence. Even if you know how majestic the stars are, but don't see more high-level beings in this universe with your own eyes, you will just take chances. Or even if you know that this universe is like this, you won't take it seriously as long as you don't see it with your own eyes. When humans under the starry sky saw the universe for the first time, and when astronauts standing on the moon looked at the aqua blue planet for the first time, they realized what it means to be a drop in the ocean. But the planet that has given birth to countless lives is nothing more than dust in the universe. However, as the lens continues to zoom out, to the sky, looking at the banyan tree in front of them from the perspective of the planet, the humans on the ground and even the lives in the star field where they could cultivate were all deeply shocked. Is this a banyan tree? Are you sure this isn't an asteroid? I don't know, but it's the largest life form on this planet. But even though it is the largest, it doesn't mean anything to us. By who said so? We can go to outer space, we can go to the sky, but it can only stay rooted on the ground. What a life that makes people feel extremely beautiful. This is the glory of the Creator. Maybe this is the glory of life. Actually, we have seen many huge lives in Yeshen's live broadcast room, but every time there is a new shock, our civilization may not be as good as a giant beast, or in other words, a giant beast can destroy a civilization. Giant lovers ascend to heaven. Leziron was shocked. I don't know how to explain my current thoughts, I just look up to them and fear them at the same time. Peng Wei, it's a normal thing. If you are not a strong person, you will be afraid of the strong. In fact, the shock of this kind of body shape does make people feel sad, but when it comes to strength, it is not that scary. Kick the door frame, they are not afraid of the strong, they just realize more deeply that they are not strong. They don't know that they are not strong, and their civilization is not strong either. I can only say, Blue Star, it's not just humans up there. The barrage suddenly became much heavier than the fun before. Apart from this, Yeshi actually had more imagination about this banyan tree, or there was some earth-shattering heal in mythology, etc. But when I got here, I suddenly realized. Even from a mythological perspective, Blue Star's myth cannot encompass everything. This banyan tree has something to do with some ancient myth. It is just an ordinary banyan tree on this planet of giant beasts. It just grew over time to what it is today. Although it's different from what I imagined, it's actually more interesting. Finally, it's not just ancient myths and legends everywhere you go. I mean, shouldn't these legends be very rare? Why are they everywhere? This banyan tree is just an ordinary banyan tree. There is nothing special about it. It grew like this thanks to my own efforts. It's a pity that the natives encountered a cheater. Yeshi pointed to the banyan tree and continued. This tree should want to swallow the entire planet of beasts and then become a planet tree. I'm not sure what changes will happen in the future. In short, it can't change now. Yeshi's tone was slightly regretful. Tisk, it's a pity that it has been stopped now, and there have been great changes under the ground, causing all its roots to be exposed. It should have something to do with the embryo. I understand. What do you understand? I understand that embryo is so amazing. The sky seemed to open suddenly, and the roar of beasts that never stopped boomed. It's like the war over there has entered a fierce stage. And Yeshi stood here, looking at the banyan tree that came from Wimo and could no longer walk any further. Let's go to the place where you said the embryo is. After watching it for a while, Yeshi stopped observing, but originally he just wanted to come here to see other aspects of this planet. The place where the fire of war is the hottest is where the embryo is. It's just that it's in the center of the earth. Baihu's voice became calmer. Yeshi, who was sitting on it, thought about it and asked a completely unrelated question. Do you want to leave this planet and have adventures in the Sea of Stars? Baihu's originally unrestrained female voice became a little cold. I don't want to. Yeshi. Fooling failed. Why? Isn't it boring to stay on the same planet all the time? Yeshi had such doubts and questions from the bottom of his heart. White Tiger, is it possible that some people just hate traveling? I haven't even been to outer space many times. It's too cold there, and even other planets are too far away. And I'm not interested in other planets. I want to describe Yeshen in one sentence, that is, why not eat meat? Yeshen, hey, why do you stay on one planet all the time? Aren't the planets outside fun? Yeshi was choked by Beihu's words. After all, the pets he met before were all delivered to his door one by one. He never expected that this white tiger would be so unconventional. Sure enough, it is worthy of being the pet he has been thinking about. Very good, you have successfully attracted my attention. But isn't your planet going to explode? When the embryo is conceived, it should explode from the center of the Earth, and then the eggshell will break, the planet will break, and the giant beast will crawl out of the planet's eggshell. Do you still want to stay here? I just didn't watch the live broadcast for a second. How did it get to the point where I don't understand? It turns out that the egg is really going to break. Now I think back to Yeshen's eyes at the beginning, it is indeed a bit strange he knew about this matter from that time, right? Wouldn't all life on this planet be destroyed? The white tiger's animal pupils are a bit strange, so, you are not a beast from our planet. This planet is not the first time it has been bombed. We can all be reborn, why can't the planet be reborn? The planet is like this, do you know? Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Xuanhuan Pian Hai. Chapter 238. Yeshi, should I know? Every time I blink for a second, it is disrespectful to this live broadcast room. Yeshen, this is a guess that I don't even dare to make, how dare you? I don't understand, anyway, this should be something the universe can do. I originally thought that the planet was an egg, and it is not incomprehensible that this egg would actually give birth to life if life breaks the shell. Why would the egg recover? Was it gestated many times and then exploded many times and recovered many times during the time that I don't know? Upstairs, guess what Yeshen said? He said, you are such a humming talent. Baihu glanced at Yeshi and said in an arrogant tone, foreigners, if you don't understand the special features of our planet, don't try to trick me out. Okay, I actually saw Yeshen being tricked by a tiger, see you soon. Look at it this way, this behemoth planet is very special. Yeshi was silent for a while. I would like to ask, how many times has this planet exploded? The white tiger grinned, revealing its cold teeth. The last time we fought with the Titans, we blew up the entire planet. Tai Shanglajun? 1,000 miles never leave 1,000 miles away. Last time, it seems that the blue cat was eaten by us too many times, and then we built a large interstellar breeding suit and bombed us with tens of thousands of cannons. Of course, we still ate the blue cat in the end. Same as last time. Okay, stop talking, I understand. Yeshi listened to the white tiger's voice becoming more and more eloquent, and immediately interrupted the other party's words to prevent him from continuing to show off. I really underestimated you. In this case, your planet will be more interesting. Okay, if you don't move, I'll knock you down. Let's go to the battlefield now. I'm becoming more and more curious about that embryo. White tiger, oh, that thing fell out of nowhere. It probably wants to swallow our entire planet and feed on everything on the planet. Yeshi nodded, and there seemed to be stars twinkling in his eyes. In fact, it was Yeshi who was opening a large star map of the sky. I want to find out where the planet is now. As a result, it turns out that we are separated by more than just a few galaxies. It's simply a distance that normal people can't calculate. Yeshi blinked and pulled the map closer to this galaxy. The result is good, guys. Apart from this planet, There are no other planets in this galaxy, and yes, she can clearly see that there is something like a black hole surrounding this beast planet. He raised his fingers and tapped Baihu's head and began to think. System, I noticed that you haven't been very active recently. Ding, your direction is the direction of this system. The problem is that you have no direction now. Except for the Flame Mountain area, you have not yet touched the key points of the planet of behemoths. Please explore on your own. Yeshi, tell me why this planet is so special. This all depends on my own strength. The system gives me hints. Ding, when you were on Blue Star, you knew that this universe has several extremely special ores, and you also used biocomposite ores to shape a sundae. What has been done will be done again, what has been done will be done again. As you can imagine, the entire planet of behemoths is smelted from 3 types of ores in order to create giant biological weapons. The 3 top ores in the universe are, biological composite ore, original body ore, and force ore. Biocomposite ore, the most advanced manufacturing material, which can have abilities similar to those of the creator. Primordial ore, the number of lives or planets in the universe is unknown, but the number of elements is indeed very small, and this kind of ore can support a technological civilization to jump to the highest level of civilization, and it supports the resurrection of this planet. Strength. Force ore, there are countless powers in the world, but the power contained in this ore is the greatest among all powers, and it has given birth to countless top biological weapons. Silence, silence, silence. The barrage was still chatting, but suddenly, they noticed an extremely unusual silence in the live broadcast room, and Yeshi's special expression also made people feel puzzled. What happened? Why did Yeshen suddenly stop talking? Yeshi's soul was deeply shocked. This time I really wasn't exaggerating. It was really shocking, even to the point of panic. He began to wonder to what extent the technological civilization of the entire universe had reached. Now that we can create a planet of giant beasts, no wonder the system said before that the Suzaku here is not the real Suzaku. Grass. A plant. How can these civilizations be so terrifying? This is too exaggerated. But Yeshi couldn't help but shouted to the system in his heart. For such an exciting thing, you'd better wait until I explore it myself. Who told you to explain it to me so clearly? System. At this moment it also fell into silence. However, after Yeshi threw the pot on the system. Finally, he couldn't help but speak, looking up at the sky with shock in his eyes. This world that he had felt was strange from the beginning. Turned out to be just a civilized biosphere, or a manufacturing base for biological weapons. This is incredible. I feel like I won't be so surprised even if I go to Shengsu later. Wait a minute, if that's the case, what is natural? The solar system also has traces of civilization and artificiality, and so does this incredible giant beast planet. Come on, it's linked to the world of 3-body again, right? The entire universe has been cultivated, and even the laws of nature are artificial, right? Tongzi, tell me honestly, is there another universe within the universe? I can't bear anything anymore. Ding, the direction chosen by the host is the direction I will go, please make the choice first. Yeshi. Huh. He took a long breath, and then looked at the camera in the live broadcast room. Everyone knows that although I am just an ordinary explorer, I am also quite special. I just observed something that surprised me. It makes me start to doubt this universe now. Alas. Yeshi sighed, and looked at the outside world with some worry in his eyes. Then what? Don't wait, there is no then. Yeshen, I am Yeshi, I speak for the riddle man. The author kowtows here for reading that has a bad influence. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Xuanhuan Hai. Chapter 239. Looking up to the sky from the ground of the beast planet, you can see the endless stars twinkling in the dark starry sky. But how real is the starry sky in front of us? How many stars are naturally formed? Or maybe the entire universe is not natural. Actually, it doesn't matter whether it's true or not. I just want to know that these civilizations have no limits, right? Every time when I think there are limits and reach your limits, I find that there is no end to learning. Forget it, there's no need to think so much, I can already feel the strong smell of blood. It seems that the previous battlefield was just a small fight, and the main battle center is here. But why didn't I feel the breath of the embryo? Yashi put his mind forward again. I felt that the furry white tiger's forward speed was slowing down imperceptibly. What is negative acceleration? Yashen suddenly realized something. Tell me and I will die listening to it. There is nothing surprising about the so-called battlefield in front of us, except that there are many, many more beasts. These beasts range in size, but most are larger than a small mountain. When Yashi came to the planet of giant beasts and saw these giant beasts, it was like going to a zoo for sightseeing. It's different now. Now is the military parade. All the weapons in the arsenal appeared on the same battlefield, and they were still fighting over which weapon was more powerful. Yashi's face suddenly became strange when he thought of this, but when he thought about it carefully, he found that his metaphor was not only very appropriate, but also very harmonious. Only. What, you don't dare to go forward? Baihu arched his head downward. I came out of here before, otherwise my strength would not have weakened to this extent. It would be great if you were a titan. Then we could blend in with the titans and avoid being beaten by both sides. Yasai looked away from the terrifying battlefield. I heard that it didn't sound like a word to describe myself. Do you think I'm not as powerful as the titans? The white tiger raised his head with a whoosh. As the saying goes, 2 fists are no match for 4. A good man has 3 gangs. If a tree needs to become a forest, then the beasts need to form a group. Can you defeat 1 titan or 100 titans? A trace of thought flashed in Yeshi's eyes, and Baihu continued. I can't beat you, I know it. Brothers and sisters, you aliens don't understand the form of our beast planet. It doesn't matter if you can beat one, it's like you can't beat anyone. The important thing is that they are from the same ethnic group, otherwise I will press them every minute to make them understand. What is a beast? Titan, haha, mathematical intersection symbol. Mathematical intersection symbol, oh you are right. Yashen, well, I'll listen if you tell me. Yashi changed his sitting position and nodded thoughtfully. What you said makes sense, but what next? When Baihu heard this, he glanced sideways at Yashi. Then? Walking is the best strategy out of 780, so run. Or, you can also choose to add money. The moment the words fell, Yashi could feel that the white tiger's eyes had turned into money. And the rumbling sound in front continued. Snow and thunder mixed together, and something like a 50-meter-long crocodile tail swept past with a bang. A small mountain peak was directly smashed into pieces, causing rocks and trees to roll down. The waves are rolling. The sky and the sea become one color. Yashi looked up and saw an enlarged version of the undersea titan holding a still burning stone and throwing it to the ground. Oh no, it's not a stone, it's a meteor. The titans dispersed, mostly in a small group of a dozen or 5 or 6, and then fought each other with the giant beast. Lying on the ground were the remains of severed fingers, as well as a lot of messy internal organs, including a piece of something that looked like a sea urchin. I really opened my eyes today. Yashen's live broadcast, come if you want to open your eyes, physical eye-opening. This is the first time I have seen a world that is more martial and virtuous than ours. Come to Baidu as soon as possible and let you feel the warmth of home. Chi. A stream of light rushed over from under the sky with unparalleled power. And Yeshi also noticed that the eyes of many giant beasts and even titans were red. When he glanced at them, he could see the sea of blood. The planet of behemoths is full of weird things, I'm sure. I was convinced of this when I saw Tom and Tom appearing from the flying saucer. Your Yeshen is also in the live broadcast room. Hey, does anyone think that Brother Ye is not a weird thing? Hello everyone, I'm back to see you again. Do you miss me? Judging from the way you beat each other to the point of losing your mind, you probably don't miss me that much. It's such an uncomfortable day for the cat. However, besides you, I also met new friends here. Hi, little Poseidon, are you also traveling to this special planet? I'm different from you, I'm here to trade. A tomcat wearing sunglasses expressed his thoughts on the alien cat entering the planet of beasts on the battlefield, then took off his sunglasses and waved to Yeshi. Do you still like the gift I gave you? Yeshi looked at this very fashionable tomcat. The sound of the system came to my ears. Ding, congratulations to the host for increasing the exploration of the giant beast star map by 29%, and the overall progress is now 45%. Ding, congratulations to the host for unlocking the second puzzle of the giant beast star, and the reward is the hunting god Vanguard, White Tiger X1, Force or X10 kg, Giant Beast Gene Fluid X10, and Giant Beast Star Map Fragment X3. Giant Beast Star Atlas, Hunting God Vanguard, Zilong, Demon Version, Xuanhuan. Hunting God Vanguard, in ancient legends, many people have said that there are gods in the world, and although the civilization sneered at this, it still developed corresponding weapons. This is the most advanced technology owned by the Skywalker civilization. It needs to feed the legendary god's flesh and blood to extract the corresponding divinity from it to create weapons, and the function of this weapon is to hunt gods. Although the Skywalker civilization has not seen the gods, the top scientific researchers among them have still found weapons to make divine weapons, that is, to build a god breeding farm through the three top minerals in the universe. Killing a giant beast is killing a god, and the giant beast will be transformed into a hunting god Vanguard. The white tiger, the hunting god Vanguard, is the white tiger you have seen. It is the top biological weapon of the Skywalker civilization. Zilong, demon version. Its name is Zilong, but it is not the Zilong in mythology. The entire giant beast planet is indeed an egg, but what comes out of the egg may not be a cub. After the life explorer codenamed Zilong went deep into the 456th floor of the abyss, he fell into chaos of consciousness and underwent a deformed change. In order to prevent this deformation, Zilong chose to restart on a life source star. Xuanhuan, it is not the real Xuanhuan. Like Zuck, it is a hunting god Vanguard, but Zuck is not, because he has never died. Giant Beast Gene Fluid. Ordinary people will be assimilated by the giant beast genes after drinking it, but it is still a means of becoming stronger. Exploring the world, starting from the discovery of the white bone dragon pond. Author, Wo Yi Pian Hai. Chapter 240. Life Detector. I always thought that the world of giant beasts I came to was a fantasy world. Maybe I don't have a deep understanding of fantasy and science fiction. Yeshi looked at the rewards in the system, then glanced at the white tiger below, and couldn't help but laugh. Why is it this damn cat again? Don't you get tired of it every day? It's over. These beasts were fighting very fiercely originally, but now I'm afraid they're going to lose their brains. That's not right, you actually know that cat. When did you know that? Let me go. You are actually that cat's friend. Are you here to steal the Titan too? You didn't tell me earlier. If you had said so earlier, it would be better for me to steal the herbs and you to steal the Titans. Yeshi pulled back his thoughts from pondering what the system had just said. I saw that the battlefield became strangely quiet, and then everyone looked at Yeshi. And Baihu's voice suddenly spread in all directions, just like a big speaker. Oh no, I did throw a few loudspeakers. Yashi casually caught a few dragonflies flying in the air. Just now he looked up at the camera. Have you seen that tomcat? Is it tomcat or something else? Yashi's voice was directly transmitted to the sky along with the dragonfly trumpet. Tomcat. Tomcat's words are secondary. I mainly admire that when he dug out a galaxy with his toes, Yashen still acted like a social terrorist and broadcast live to us with this mentality. It's hard not to admire him. My embarrassment syndrome strikes again. Why are you looking at me? You guys keep fighting. I'm just asking, and I'm not asking you. Yashi casually crushed the dragonfly, and then watched the flying saucer and tomcat interspersed in the flames of war. This time it seemed that he was doing something, so no entity appeared, passing through the battlefield like a ghost, and the flying saucer was also like a disembodied ghost, so this time tomcat was not eaten. It's not a ghost, it's a projection. Yashi looked at the camera and explained to the audience who didn't understand. Baidu Star Territory Wangsha Saint, I didn't know there were so many magical things in this universe before, but is this somewhat similar to the star field called Eternity? It was a long time ago, I don't know if that star field still exists. Should the projection be similar to a soul clone, or something else? Yang Xuanhuan, if it really means that the completely ghosts who can't touch anything go out without any objects that can be touched, then how do they make such a huge noise when they come down? Because their ghost state is similar to duality. Everyone knows the wave-particle duality. Its ghost state is determined by itself, just like light is both a wave and a particle. Forget it if you don't understand. After Yashi said the above sentence, he quickly added the last sentence. The flying saucer and tomcat have arrived in front of Yashi. He looked at tomcat with interest and then said, "Your gift is very nice, but did you come with me?" "Why?" Tomcat glanced at Baihu who was sitting down when Yashi was sitting. "Congratulations, little Poseidon. I didn't expect that not long after you came to this planet, you already had a hunter, and it was a hunter of the same clan as me. Originally, I just came here to see what this planet has evolved into, and to ask if they can trade with me on Titans again. Let me see you, little Poseidon, why don't you go to Atlantis? Look, their single civilization is growing rapidly." Yashi looked at the blue cat talking to himself, then spread his hands and said, "If that's the case, give in and I'll go to the front to take a look." Tomcat. Ha 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 ha. You laughed so loudly that it hurt my eyes. Yashi casually pushed the blue cat away. "Let's go, what are you waiting for? Let's go see the embryo together." White tiger. Add money. Yashi nodded and stuffed him with the giant beast's genetic fluid. For a pure giant like the white tiger, this genetic fluid was equivalent to a nutrient solution. In comparison, Yashi had added far more money than Baihu had imagined. They are indeed aliens. There has never been such a thing on our planet. Let's go, only I know where that place is. Yashi nodded and waved his sleeves, not taking away any clouds. The tomcat who came to chat with him thought for a moment in the cold wind and was very confused. I just like to see people confused like this, because I am confused too. There are two magic weapons for winning. One is to improve your own IQ and then kill others. The other is to lower the other party's IQ to your own level, and then defeat the other party with rich experience. I am very optimistic about you. You have it now with such ability. However, the tomcat that Yeshen mentioned was chasing him. Such deliberate intentions will not have any bad influence on Yeshen. Hey, it's broad daylight, why did you see the Lishan giant Buddha? Oh no, the Lishan giant Buddha should be worried about himself even when he is here. Why are you starting to worry about brother yet? Kicking the doorframe, this battlefield is exactly as I imagined, but those titans overturned my impression. Why don't you speak? Yashi looked at Baihu, who was extremely quiet. Damn it, we're about to enter the battlefield. You ask me why I don't speak. Do I dare to speak? Don't think about rushing in and signaling your death. Take it easy. We are so weak that no one will come up to trouble us. Yeshi, is it possible that you are weak? White Tiger, oh, I've told you many times, of course you can defeat a beast by yourself, but the problem is that you are not the only beast here, you can't defeat them. Don't worry, follow me. I won't lead you into the battlefield. White Tiger swallowed the genetic fluid while talking. He didn't notice Yeshi had stepped off his back at all. He took out a homemade single lens that reflected under the sun, and then said, "But I came here just to study the alien beasts on the planet of giant beasts. Nowhere else are there more alien beasts than here." Yeshi walked towards the middle of the battlefield.